Good morning, everybody. Why does my face look red in this video? Holy cow, must be my lighting. Anyhow, I am here today and we are going to go ahead and I'm going to do some crafting. I'm working on this project. I did post this earlier. This is one of those projects that I started several years ago. This is my bird song vertical paper bag mini album. I've been slowly working on. This has, every page has this flap that comes out. Anyhow, I'm just going to work on this morning. This is the first of a series of coffee and crafts with Jennifer from Paper This and That. I hope you enjoy hanging out with me this morning. I do got to see one thing here. Okay, it says we're still spreading the word that you are live. Okay. This is the first time I've ever used Facebook Live. So you'll have to kind of excuse that. Excuse all the mess around here. My craft room is a total disaster right now. This happens when I start working on projects and stuff. Not to mention the stockpile of Nerf guns and toys and stuff in the middle of the floor. I hope that you don't see that part. But I hope you have fun just hanging out with me. Maybe you can get your craft projects out. I do a lot of my crafting in the morning. That's when I have the most, usually when I have time. During the weekdays, it's kind of hard. Too many other things going on. Trying to get my camera situated here right. And I was trying to figure out if I wanted to use my overhead and make it an overhead view of everything I'm doing, or if you just want to see me in the video from the sideways point of view. I wish I knew how I can get this to full screen. I'm going to press a button here. I don't know if this is going to work or not. I'm going to have to read up on this Facebook Live a bit. I'm not sure what this button does. I know the other button changes camera views. Okay. Says swipe left to reveal comments and reactions. Okay. I'm not seeing any. Okay. I don't know. This is something I'm just going to have to play with, I think. Okay, I'm making you dizzy right now. Sorry about that. I'm just trying to get this camera view the best that I can. If I do this, I'm definitely going to be out of view pretty much. But I guess it doesn't really matter. And make sure you grab your coffee. This might be boring because sometimes I just sit here and try to think, what do I want to do next? I've got a couple of my pages done. Tags I'm going to do last. And I see that I need some extra glue here. This little last bit did not stick down on my trim here. So I'm going to hold that there, see if this holds. This is my Tombow. I saw something neat that I really want to get. It's called Art Glitter Glue. So some of you have seen it. I saw it for the first time on a couple YouTube videos. And it seems to work really well. I'm hoping this sticks. I've got my glue gun, hot glue gun plugged in, but I gotta wait for it to get hot. I might have to just zap this with the glue gun again. It doesn't look like this is working. Trying to hold this little edge down. And I don't know if you guys are seeing things backwards or not. To me, when I hold something up, like when I hold up the front of this, the word bird song shows backwards. I guess when I do the playback, I will find out if you guys see it the same way I do, or if you actually see it in the right direction. It's like everything's mirrored in my view. This is kind of different. And I've got to start coming up with some other embellishments that are a little bit more flat. Because this is already, just with 2 pages, starting to get chunky. And I don't want it to get it to where it's not going to lay flat. And where I'm going to have to put some kind of closure or something. I don't want to start doing that because I didn't do that to begin with this. But again, this is like a little belly band here. But again, I started this album. I had all the pages, everything matted, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. Then it got put on the back burner. Other projects came into play, and that was all, and that was that. But I'm finding out here that with these chunky embellishments, that I'm having trouble even getting this to lie flat enough for me. I had a hard time getting this pocket here into place. What I really wanted to do, which I don't have any more of this paper, but I've got a scanned version. What would be neat is getting, this one I might wait because I would like to get some of these, cut them out. And have them like a 3D effect there. But I'm going to play a little bit and just see what happens, see what I come up with. I got a ton of embellishments out. I don't know if I'm going to use this butterfly somewhere or not. If I have pink somewhere, I might. Which I do got pink. I could always run and grab my computer and print out. But this is where I left off yesterday. I only have about a half an hour every morning to actually work on stuff. So that doesn't help either. I'm just kind of laying things out here. But I need kind of a flat flower to put on there. Maybe something in the middle there. I got stamps behind me and everything. I have absolutely no room left on my desk because I got so much scraps and stuff laying everywhere. And let's see, is there anything that I could fussy cut out here? Possibly. See, that I could use as a corner too. But I think I am going to, of course I need something for the middle of this flower, but I don't know if this is hot glue. Yeah, glue gun's pretty hot now. I plan on being live this morning and probably tomorrow morning. Friday, I have some things going on. I have some things going on this weekend. I don't know if I am going to make it live or not. Okay. I want to make this so that it could be lifted up and you could put a photo underneath it. And as I mentioned in my post, when I'm done with this album, I am going to have it up for sale. I'm probably going to ask somewhere around between $60 and $70. It depends on how much other stuff I actually goes into this. And I see a section of glue here that this is something essential. This is from Close to My Heart. It is a adhesive eraser to get adhesive off when it gets somewhere that you don't want it. This happens to me with liquid adhesive, liquid glue, sometimes. But it's supposed to take the glue right off where it's not supposed to be. Yep, and it's gone. So, now this flower is pretty flat, so I'm going to go ahead and put this down. I just need to get some kind of flat, like, center put in there. Something that's not going to have too much bulk. Let's see, what do I have? Got some gems here. I want something that's... I kind of like that green one. And I gotta find places to put everything. I'm running out of space because I got so much stuff out. I almost said an SH word. Not really what I want to do on camera, but I'm going to stick this puppy right there in the center. Need to get it where I want it. And it gives it a little bit of a decoration there. And still able to slide a photo in here. I'm going to limit my embellishing. Like some of them, like this page, I probably won't do anything to. There are pages in here that have nothing on them. Like on some of the flip outs. Only because, like I said, I'm trying to save on some of the bulk. But do decorative stuff on other things. Excuse my coughing. I've had this cough for 2 weeks now. Started out as the flu. And then I ended up with all this congestion. And I just can't get rid of it. It's worse in the morning and then at night. During the day, it's not as bad. Okay. Let's see here. So I'm on to this page. I don't know. I might have to grab my computer. Because what I really want to do here maybe tonight I could print it out. I'm going to save this page. And in here, there's another one of them flaps. There's a little bit of torn paper here it looks like. So I'm going to have to do something else there. Maybe put a small pocket, perhaps. I had another corner pocket here somewhere. Another triangle right here. Might be able to score it. Put another corner pocket right there. Okay, so let's move this out of the way for a second. And get my board out. Yeah, I haven't done a video in this orientation for a while either. I typically have an overhead camera for all my YouTube videos, but this, I score these at a 1/2 inch on each side. Then I'll have to cut a small triangle to mat it. But I go ahead and I miter the corners, fold these over, and then you get these little wings. Just simply cut those wings off. Oops. Just like that. And my score tape is buried here somewhere. There it is. I'm going to start trying to do this on a regular basis, and I should have mitered. I did this on the other pocket. I should have mitered after I had my score tape down. I'll just put a little bit of wet glue there. That's all. Because it helps kind of hold the corner together. Typically what you want to do is the sides, you want those to be in first. And you fold the bottom up. I've been known to use wet glue for this whole thing here too. But I'll fold this up right here. Okay. Take off this other tape. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see this or not, but you got a little corner in there, and that's where your slide your tags in. I'm going to have a ton of tags in this. And I've got to print out and find some other paper because I ran out of this bird song, but I got all these pockets up here that I got to fill with tags also. So I'm going to lay this down here. And, you know, I see my little mistakes that I made years ago when I was just starting out. So I am like, as I work on this, I'm correcting those little mistakes. Also, you know, I've learned a lot over the past couple years. And even recently, I've learned a lot about making these pockets. But I need to really press this down, which is not the easiest thing, considering that previous pages are bulky and don't lay flat, so it's hard to really burnish your stuff. Okay, so I've got my corner pocket here to hide that little piece of paper that tore on this, which I'm not surprised. You know, I've got edges over here, which I could put some kind of trim over to cover that. But this album is pretty old. It's sitting in my craft room, and I think some of it also was when I was putting it together. You know, I remembered, oh, I have to remember to cover that up. So I need to find something for that pocket, and I had, if I could find it, this is the other thing about not being very organized in here, because little strips and pieces and stuff get lost everywhere. But I had a corner already cut out of dotted paper that the colors would go with the coordinates. Wasn't from the same paper line, but here it is. Actually, it's not the dotted. And I think that will work. That'll be fine. So I'm going to put my score tape down. But anyhow, if you have any other ideas as far as what I can name this show, like for my morning, it's Coffee and Crafts. I'm open for suggestions. Is that a good name, or should I call it something else? I don't know. But I thought of the name as right before we went live. I just thought, what can I call this? And that was the first thing that popped in my mind. What do you think? Do you like the name Coffee and Crafts for this morning show? I will probably have other shows too. Come on Facebook Live other times also. The whole purpose of this is basically just this is playtime. It's not exactly planned. And so this is like a wing it. Like I don't have all my papers all pre-cut and where it's going to go. Let's whip it all together. This is just me. You get to watch me think. And I hate this when everything doesn't get stuck down. In a little tiny corner, little tiny glue there. I want my papers to be stuck. I want them to stay down. That's another reason why, since I want to try to fix this album up and sell it, I want everything to stick well, so I use a lot of score tape. I learned to do that because I want my papers not to lift up over time. So we got a little photo mat there. I feel like this needs something. that color just doesn't do it for me. Okay, let's see, what do I have here? I know I have some digital versions of this paper that I can print out. Okay, we're going to do some fussy cutting. Kind of cut around this butterfly a little bit too. I'm going to stick this down. I am only going to glue part of it because I want to be able to slide a photo behind it. I'm trying to keep this pretty simple. And I'm only going to be asking, like, at the max $60 because this is a simple album. I've seen all the elaborate albums out there. And if you look on Etsy, there are some albums out there that are $100. You know, this is not going to be one of them super fancy albums for $100. Okay. So, still able, at the corner, still be able to put a photo here behind this. Okay. I'm not trying to do too much. I know I keep saying that. Look at all these butterflies too. This is, I think I got these at Joann's. They were on clearance, dimensional stickers, for $1.97. I couldn't tell you how long ago I bought these. I've only used one butterfly. But I've had these for a long time. And I just want a small little guy on here. Okay. And I am still going to add, because I want him to stay, I'm still going to add some glue on top of the sticky. This is self-adhesive, but I don't trust it to stay. Just been my experience. So I add extra glue just to make sure that he's not going anywhere. I'm going to stick this on the pocket. Right about there. I don't know, what do you guys think? How does that look? That's a little bit to it. I've got flourishes. I've got ladybugs. I don't know. Is ladybugs Japanese? They're like a beetle. I don't know. I think, I can't remember where I got these. I don't know if I got these at Michael's, or I might have got these in Iraq, or a swap that I might have been involved in. I can't remember. It's another one of those things that you have in your stash and never use. Well, believe me, in this book I'm dragging out a lot of stuff that I have not used. And my coffee's gone. And guess what? I do have to end this now. It is 8:28. I didn't even realize what time it was. It's amazing how fast time goes. I've been live that long. Okay, so join me tomorrow for some more craft time.